Hi, my name is Corey with Latham Seed. Today we're out in our living museum. It's our corn museum from the beginning to modern day corn. Corn started back about 5000 BC down in the highlands of Mexico in the mountains. That's the earliest that they've found the corn, and it's this very corn that we see right here. It's called wild teosinte, and as you can see, it doesn't have any tassels on it, and it looks wildly different than what we are looking at today as far as corn. It might be considered like Sasquatch. It's just really bushy and crazy looking. And through much refining and through the travel of corn through time, it moved up through Mexico into Arizona, then up into the Midwest here. And we've got what we call temperate teosinte. Now these teosintes are very difficult to work with. One of the main reasons is that teosinte, and it's kind of hard to see this, but the kernels here are camouflaged, and they're also very hard, so they're very difficult to work with. So it just goes to show the tenacity of the originators through the years of breeding and refining these things to get to the modern day corn that we have. So it took a lot of work. And back in the early eras, actually the females of the Indian tribes were the ones that actually worked with the corn. This wasn't their main food source, actually. This was a supplement. They still remained hunter and gatherers through the decades until we got more into the modern eras of the 1800s and the 1900s, where we moved it to more of a primary food source. So it's very fascinating. As we move across our block here, you'll see this is the next level we went to. It was Gaspé flint. Gaspé flint, if you can see, dates back to about 1500. One of the big components of Gaspé flint is how quick it flowers. It flowers and matures very early. I think we planted this. It took about a month down here in Iowa, central Iowa here in Alexander, to get an ear on it and actually form what you see right here. So this thing travels really fast, matures really fast. This will be important to remember Gaspé flint as we move through the progression of our corn here in the evolution of it. And as you can see, what's wildly different right next to it is our Benz tropical, which is a very late maturing, but it has a whole different plant structure than our Gaspé flint. And the interesting thing is that it's very late, so we're going to be starting to look at a combination of these two to kind of acclimate them to our central and Midwest climates here. So as you can see, the Benz tropical is just wildly different. Something that's really interesting about it is through the evolution we've increased a lot of the plant structure. We refined the plant quite a bit. We made it so it's smaller and more refined, so they're more better looking, like you see out in the fields today. And another thing that's really interesting, if you look at our root system right here, that's one of the weaknesses that we've improved through many years of good breeding. So and this here is a very robust and very large plant. One of the components that does is it captures a lot of sunlight, a lot of heat to help bring it to maturity, and it was also an important part of the refinement of corn and the development of corn through the years.